So we're going to create a simple photo card, and this card should contain your name. Give me a minute, let me increase the font size on this. So it's going to contain your name. It also needs to have your picture. It also needs to, sorry. It also needs to show what track you're on. So if you're in design, of course, I think everyone here is on design. And you also need to tell us a bit about why. So basically, that'll be what I'll be covering today, and then afterwards you'll be able to take your task home and submit after you're done with it. So let me just create another page here. Okay, and we'll call this design practical. I hope everyone can still see my screen. Okay, so when you're on your board, first things first, title your canvas or your board or whatever, or your file or whatever you choose to call it. So I'll name this one simple profile card. Okay, so once that is done, what I personally usually do is go search for inspiration. I have a Chrome tab open here. And what you're basically looking at are examples of simple profile cards that you can choose from. So this has some really nice dark colors. This has a gradient going on and some shadows as well. So we just look for one and pick. Okay, I think this one works. So a good way to move pictures onto your Figma board is to copy. Some would prefer to save the image first, but I choose to copy the image. And once that is copied, I can come in here and do a Control V, and it pastes on my board. Okay. So we're just going to replicate this design. When you'll be going through your task, when you'll be submitting or designing on your Figma board, you can choose to use whatever design you find online. But I'm just going to work with this one to go through a bit of the basics. So looking at this design, you have a rectangle, you have a circle, and then you have text and social media links. So first of all, I'm going to create a frame. If you look on the menu bar right at the top, you're going to see buttons. These are elements that you can use on the board. So I'm going to click on frame here. And if you look over to the right panel, you see lots of frames on the showing by the right panel. So these are frames for phones, different phone sizes. Oh, I clicked one. Let's do that again. So these are frames for phones, different phone sizes. This is for tablets. You have the iPad, and then you have the Surface. This is for desktop and MacBook. If you went through the Figma video that we shared earlier, some of these things would not be new to you. I'm just going over them for those that might be new to Figma. And I'm going to go right to social media and click on Instagram post, and an Instagram post frame should be created. Yes. So I'm going to use this as base for my design. Okay. So looking at this picture, first of all, there's a color. I'm going to change the color, sorry. I'm going to change the color of my frame. I can choose to add a rectangle in here, just as a base to fill up the Instagram frame. Okay, then I pick the color of the picture. So this is the eye dropper tool, and yeah, the color is replicated. Okay, moving on. Right on top of the color background, there's a rectangle, a white rectangle with some form of shadow. So this is the rectangle tool. I used it earlier to create a rectangle and fill it with the same color. So I go over there again and pick it or select it. And we're just going to draw a simple rectangle here. When going through your task, don't worry about alignment or what color you're using, just practice. Later on during the course, we'll go through all that. So I'm just going to center that and increase the width a bit and change the to white. So this is what you have on the right panel here are settings. What you have on the right panel here are settings that you can apply to whatever element you have on the design board. So I'm just going to change that quickly to white. Yeah. Okay. So once that is done, I'm going to add a bit of shadow to create some form of to add some form of depth to the design, to the rectangle. So if you look down here, you see effects, you click on that, and I'm just going to increase my blur to say 8. Okay, that's still too sharp. Okay. All right, I think that works. We'll go over these things later on during other classes when we're talking of UI design elements, when we go deep into UI design elements. So next we have this little circle here that would house your picture. So if you look up at the menu tab, you see rectangle and there is this little drop down arrow. You click on that and you see the ellipse tool. You select that and you come to your Instagram post frame and you can just tap. You can either tap like I did and it dropped, or you can select the rectangle tool, click and hold. Okay, that didn't work. Sorry guys. You can click and hold. Why is this not working? You can click and hold and then you can drag out to whatever size you'd like it to be. You can also change the size from the right panel as well. So I'm going to make this equal in height and width. So there's 2 to 7 height over here. So I'm just going to make the width 2 to 7 as well, just so we have equal dimensions. Okay, so moving on, we have the text that has the name of this person. It says John Doe here. So we're going to select the text tool. This is the text tool right beside the palm, the hand tool. We're not going to go into the hand tool and the comment tool for this live class session. So we select the text tool and we come right into the Instagram post as well, and we click. And then once we click, we'll be able to type in whatever we want to type in. So I'm just going to type in my name now. Charles Dean. Okay, I think that text is too big, so the font size is quite large, so I'm going to reduce it a bit. Okay, I think that works. All right, I have my name down there. Under the name text on the design, you have better visuals. So when creating your design, you could replace this with what track you are on. So I can just duplicate my name. Sorry, I can just duplicate my name here. Control D. So Control D is for duplicating on other laptops that are on MacBook. I think on a MacBook it's Command D or something. I'll get back to you guys on that one. So once that is duplicated, I can change this. Let's say I'm on design track, for example. I can just put in design track. Okay. The text here is quite smaller than the one above, so we reduce the text size from here, just so everything looks similar. Okay, that's too small. Okay. Okay, I think that works.